This week, a discussion was started talking about one-tricking heroes. Is it bannable? Is that even justified? How do we play this game? What do we consider a justified ban and a non-justified ban? Someone got banned this week that you may not expect for 24 hours, and so we're going to talk about that. So Phooey 500, some of you may recognize the name, one of the best Torbjorn players in the world, and often holds the #1 spot on websites like Overbuff that track your stats for being the best Torb. So this past week, Phooey was playing on stream, and all of a sudden he just got banned. And he isn't some sort of overly toxic, insanely hateful player in his matches, so this led, and he wasn't necessarily throwing, so people were led to believe, okay, he was banned for one-tricking. And so that started this entire debate, and you see it probably everywhere on every subreddit, on all of the big YouTube channels. The discussion of banning one-tricking players has begun. And yes, it's true, Phooey is the definition of a one-trick, and maybe the quote-unquote worst case of one. The fact that he really only plays Torb, will never fill, just plays Torb, hopes everyone plays around him. That type of player. But the problem with this situation, and the fact that he does one-trick Torb, is that Torb is such a niche pick. It means that Torb is incredibly good in certain situations, especially on the payload maps. Torb can just be insane. And that goes the same with like all 2CP maps. Torb can just be insane on defense. But these niche picks can be super countered. And it gets to the point, since Phooey has such a big name in the community, people know who he is, people know what he does, people know what he will always play, teams are just starting out their comps super anti-Torbjorn. And this makes it so Phooey's life in game is kind of hard sometimes. The entire enemy team basically counters him and is set up for Torbjorn not to excel against them. And when you're getting countered this hard, this is usually when you would switch. But the problem here is that Phooey never switches. He'll stay Torbjorn no matter what. It's the only thing he will ever play. So now when he's not switching, this causes his teammates to get mad, and this is happening consistently because people know who Phooey is, so they're always countering him. Phooey's teammates start reporting him, and these reports really start to stack up. And people aren't reporting him for being a one-trick. There's no option for just one-tricking reports. No, people are reporting him for poor teamwork, which is justified. And shortly after his ban, he talked to Blizzard customer support, and this is the message he got back. I understand your predicament and sympathize with you. The reports that you received are not because you were playing a particular character in competitive. They are there because of your refusal to cooperate with the rest of the team, hence the disruptive gameplay suspension. If that means you are picking up a particular character, completely ignoring the rest of the team composition and the requests from the people that they cannot accommodate you to your playstyle, then the reports are justified, I'm afraid. And so there we have it. The reports are for poor teamwork. He was banned for incredibly poor teamwork, which is absolutely true. That is absolutely justifiably true. His teamwork is rather poor. And that's just from the stance of, it doesn't matter how badly his team is losing, he just won't change. And so now this is when I'd like to discuss one-tricking and bans such as this. So for me, do I like one-tricks? I'm completely indifferent, because there are two sides to the one-tricks. There's the first side, which is they are one of the best players at what they play. If I get one-tricks on my team, I want them playing their one trick, and I want them to play it because I know that they're pretty good at it. But then the other side is, I hate it sometimes that they one-trick because the other team can just completely counter them and there's nothing they can do about it. But then there was a community manager that made this post on the Overwatch forum saying, to be clear, specializing in certain heroes or playing off-meta heroes is not bad behavior on its own. So they're basically saying it's not bad behavior to play unpopular heroes in your games. But then they say, in fact, we actively encourage people to be clever with their team comps and work with their teammates to counter the enemy comp. Teamwork is important and should be considered when making your hero selections, especially in competitive play. And this is my favorite line, the very end, especially in competitive play. Teamwork is important and should be considered when making your hero selections, especially in competitive play. And so this is the part of the video I couldn't wait to get to. So Nateson, You told us the two sides of one tricking. You said you like having them on your team, but you also kind of hate having them on your team. It really depends. Tell us what you're really thinking now. So here's the deal. Blizzard has stated that this really is a team game. Teamwork is important and should be considered when making your hero selections. Competitive is competitive for a reason. Quick play, if you just want to play Torbjorn every single game, no matter what, screw your teammates if you're getting countered, you're going to keep playing Torbjorn. Quick play is for you. It doesn't matter how good you are. Yeah, I know it's weird. Number 1 Torb, and this problem comes from the fact that it's such a hit or miss. We have problems with people like Phooey because he can be so easily shut down and his teammates just get pissed at him because he won't switch because it's such a niche pick that's so easily countered. But no one really gets mad at Soldier 76 one-tricks, Roadhog one-tricks, Lucio one-tricks. Why aren't people mad at them? People don't get mad at them because they can really work anywhere. Soldier is so versatile. Roadhog is so versatile. Lucio, you know, and there's so many heroes that are like that just work. You know, it doesn't really matter what the other team is playing. I mean, it could be a little bit harder, it could be a little bit easier, but at the end of the day, it still pretty much works. Torbjorn is sometimes not the same. And don't get me wrong, Torbjorn can definitely still work when he's getting countered. I mean, if you're a high skill player, you can find a way to creatively solve the problems that you're having and still find a way to win. But that just doesn't always happen. And especially when you're not working with your team. And this is what Phooey 500 was banned for. It's just pretty much him playing the game by himself. It's just, if his team is getting smashed, screw them. He's going to play Torbjorn no matter what. And so that's why I understand the ban, and I'm in favor of the ban. Phooey wins more games than he loses, given that he has a positive win rate with Torb, but it doesn't make up for the fact that a lot of his losses could be prevented if he decided to start working with the team, in which he did not. He's a really good player, but when the other team counters him, he says screw the teammates. So that's why I'm in favor of the ban. This is a tough video to make because this is a pretty split community on this issue, and I think I'm in the minority here. I think a lot of people were lashing out against the ban, rushing to Phooey's side. And it's really not a big deal because, you know, at the end of the day, it's just a 24-hour ban. But, you know, there's a bigger picture here. Are all one-tricks getting banned? No, they're not. I know I'm in the minority with this, but it's not fair to your teammates when you just say screw them. I'm doing whatever I want. Have a good night, everybody. Take care. Oh my god, I just saw the biggest lightning outside. Oh my god! Did you hear that? That was like XQC! Holy crap!
I want to go run outside in the rain.